And we really appreciate you as a family, yourself, your mom, and the rest of your family for allowing the world to see this. Because sometimes we hear these things being mentioned and being talked about, by black people and what they go through sometimes in the hands of law enforcement,
Yes.
and people tend not to believe. Like when I was watching it, I could not believe because I noticed that he was shackled,
Yes.
he was helpless,
Mhm.
he wasn't in any kind of threatening position, and it boggles my mind to think that even after George Floyd, even after what we saw with George Floyd,
Right.
that 7 police officers plus there was an additional, I think, 3 medical staffers
Correct.
went down on their knees on him for a period of time until he could no longer breathe. I've been unable to watch that video. I really appreciate your family allowing, like the rest of the world to watch it. And at this juncture, before we go to Pastor and Evangelist Judy, I want to come back to studio here. There's a panel here in studio who have been listening keenly to what Mama was saying on that clip, and they've been listening to you, Leon. I want to first come and introduce Joanne Aworo-Port, the CEO for Africans for Mental Health. Karibu sana, Joanne.
Hi, thank you so much. How are you?
All right. Thank you so much for coming through today to be able to celebrate the life of Avor and to just talk to the family and see what we as Kenyans can do to help the family and to advance the cause. I want you to give your quick reaction to, first of all, what Mama Avor was saying on that clip that we just listened to, and like what Leon followed it up with. Joanne.
So, thank you so much for having us here to really talk about mental health and how individuals who are living with mental illness go through so much challenges when they are trying to get help. I want to say pole sana to the family, Leon, your mom, and your siblings back home. Ivo, we are thinking of you and we will continue to champion for you. Now, listening back to what the mom was talking about and how she was explaining the process of trying to see what's going on with her son, there were so many missing links in that process. She is the first caregiver. When you call for help and you ask for help, the process is that the ambulance should come and take that person to the hospital. They are supposed to de-escalate the situation, not escalate the situation. And they completely excluded her voice through this whole process. They denied him his access to proper mental health care services, literally. And that's why there's a stigma around mental illness. And so when I heard what she was talking about and the challenges of just how long it took for her to track down where her son was,
wow,
that was just horrible. That is so stressful. It is so inhumane that a facility that is charged with ensuring that the person that they receive is going to be treated as a human being, is going to be assisted when they're living with a mental illness and they're going through a crisis. Mental illness is the most painful illness. And I'm sure Leon agrees with me, right, Leon? It's the most painful illness. You can't see what is going. You see your loved one deteriorating and you don't know what's going on. And so to see that she had to go through so many hoops and then he was taken to jail, like they intentionally approached him as a person who committed a crime. They were charging him and penalizing for his illness, not because he was actually living through a crisis. And they failed to follow protocol, in my own opinion.
And there was something that Mama Avo said that stuck with me. She said, if Avo was a white boy, he would have gone back home to his parents. To me, that was so powerful, especially coming from a mother who's just lost a son, and the acknowledgement that this had a lot to do with race. because we know that there's a general tendency amongst Africans, amongst Kenyans, sometimes to give law enforcement the benefit of the doubt, and people tend to say, oh no, it wasn't a racial thing. But I'm so glad that she verbalized it, and she let the world know that this is how she feels. And it's not only how she feels, statistics back what she's saying. A lot of times when black people, especially young black men, interact with police officers, there's a very high likelihood that this can go south and end in a place where we don't want it to end, like we saw it happening. So this is a very sad situation, but I think it's also a wake-up call to
Yes.
all of us. Anyone who has a son, a brother, a father, anyone with black complexion, you are at risk anytime of a routine interaction with police ending this way.